there, sweet souls. How are you? It's your Force Fairy here. Nice to see you again. Well, you know what time it is. It's time for an Angelic Whispers read. And I'm missing these 10 card spreads. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really missing these 10 card spreads. I am enjoying fully and completely the pick-a cards. Something very different for me. And then when I get back to the weekend reads, I love them. I am just so in love with getting back to my Angel Numbers book, the Clarifiers. I've missed my Stardust deck, and it didn't really hit me until this weekend just how much I love these reads. I'm looking forward to editing them too. So I want messages for my sweet souls out there from the angels. What do the angels want to communicate? Angels want you to know about your spiritual gifts. They want you to know that you are magical beings, that you have magical powers, spiritual gifts, whatever that means to you. I know of one of my spiritual gifts, and that is kindness. I have always been kind. I'm a kind person. And that, for a long time, was always, I interpreted that as being a weakness. People would tell me, oh, you're going to get, you've gotten used, you've gotten, people will take advantage of you, and so on and so forth. And even if they do, I'm kind to them, and if they do, I tend to learn from each and every individual and take it with me, what I've learned, how to set, I had a problem for a very long time of how to set boundaries, and healthy boundaries, right? Not to be defensive, not to be aggressive, but assertive. And your spiritual gifts, what are your spiritual gifts, sweet soul? They will be individual for every single one of you that's watching. And you will discover more as you grow, as you get to know yourself. I kind of feel that your lifetime is to really discover your soul. And once you hear the voice of your soul, once you discover your authentic self, it's a lifetime of learning, of going deeper and going deeper and going deeper into the subconscious to figure out who you truly are. It's really kind of a lifetime, so you'll never really know. And so I kind of feel that way with the spiritual gifts, that you could uncover, no matter what age you are, another spiritual gift. And then you practice with gifts like a talent. You can have a talent, you can have a beautiful voice, and you didn't know about it until you actually sang something and someone says, hey, you have a beautiful voice. And then you realize, oh, I can keep a tune, I have perfect pitch. Wow, I have power behind my voice. And then you start practicing, and then you become really good, right? And then sometimes these spiritual gifts are things that we discover about ourselves that didn't come from outside sources. It's something that we just do, right? It could be something as simple as moving things without touching them. In my head, I just have to say this, because this is what goes on in my head. As I said that, like moving things without touching them and going like this, the card would move. That's what I had in my head. It didn't happen, but I'm just saying, I imagined it. And maybe one day it will happen. All right. Take time to breathe. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Angels, I breathe with ease, knowing you're here. Higher self. And that's the energy that crosses you. So this is waking up every single morning and being thankful that you are taking another breath. Love and accept yourself is what your higher self is saying. Love and accept yourself, which is exactly what we talked about with the spiritual gifts card. Signs from heaven. Oh, look at these feathers. I do have to say this, and it was my daughter that found me this. Now look at this beautiful raven feather. I mean, this is huge. If you look at, compared to, it almost, the length of it almost is deep as my table. It is in certain parts as deep as my table. So when I see these feathers, I do have to show you, this is what my daughter, Gemini Sun, Leo Moon, Sagittarius Rising. So she does talk to angels. She does. She has messages and conversations with them. And she found this beautiful, beautiful feather. I'm going to put this on the table, because when I see that feather, it makes me want to, like, look at the how big it is compared to my owl feather. Like, it's just a massive specimen. Like, it's a gift. She's gifted it to me. There we go. And so I feel like I have to put that on the table, because that's beautiful. So, and we see signs from heaven, focus on foundation. Thank you, heaven, for sending me reminders of your presence. This is you having messages being brought to you in your sleep. This is you having messages being brought to you. And as I see power centers, but I also see the sun. So I'm feeling that you're getting messages through the day and throughout the night. And you are now starting to see these synchronicities, these messages, spiritual abundance. Yes. Thank you, angels, for blessing me with infinite abundance, healthy choices. You're making healthy choices, mind, body, and soul, in the future. And this could be where you discover and how you discover with making healthy choices, healthy foods, clean water, staying hydrated, that you are really discovering what your body, what your mind can do, what an open heart can do when you have love and accept yourself first. That is then the ability to see others and to accept them as well. Studying and learning is how you see yourself. Studying about, I'm going to say, spiritual gifts, what that means, other people's experiences of it. If this is, and I say if because I have no idea, but it has been proven. So let's say it is. Our existence is a projection of a holographic projection. Let's just put it that way. Then what are you projecting? Is it fear or is it love? And when I see love and accept yourself as your higher self, I believe that you are realizing, discovering, and seeing that really love is the way. Other people, or I'm going to say the angels. The angels see you listening to your inner self, your inner voice. Those are the angels whispering. This is called angelic whispers, and there they are whispering to you messages of love and acceptance. Hope and or fear is synchronicities. Some of them can be pretty powerful and thus create fear, but I want that fear, I want you to transmute that into wonder, into holy lifted, that idea that when you think about something and then it happens right away, that what could be kind of shocking and fearful and you know, raise the hairs up on your arms, sort of, whoa, those are angels. Those are the angels giving you, as we see with the feathers here, giving you words of wisdoms, thoughts of wisdoms, showing you on billboards with numbers, synchronicities. If you think something and then it happens, those are your synchronicities and the potential outcome. Focus your mind. I have mentioned this before because this card came up in the last read. And that which you might not see, spiritual support. You do have spiritual support with your angels, absolutely. This one reminds me of just this image. It reminds me of a human design chart. I have been, on a personal level, I've been learning studying and learning about human design, it is very interesting, to say the least, of how it combines astrology with the chakra centers and energy points, as well as Kabbalah. It's very, very interesting where energy goes and how it flows, right? Let's clarify with the tarot. Let's clarify with the tarot. Spiritual gifts. Raziel. Or Raziel? I'm going to say Raziel. Spiritual gifts. Clarify the spiritual gifts message from our angel team. Let's go deeper and get some more information. Four of Wands, feeling at home, and I'm really picking up feeling at home within. With like home, I have a sign out front that says home is where you hang your hat. Wherever you are, whatever situation you're in, when you feel at home, home is within. Wow. 10 of Pentacles. This is really finding home within. Your spiritual gifts. You could be working from home, from some of you, especially with the 10 of Pentacles here. But finding home within and finding your inner abundance is what I'm really picking up. Your spiritual gifts could also earn you a lot. A 10 of Pentacles. These are also, the 10 of Pentacles is a generational card for me, so this is passing down what you have learned about what home means to you. You could be passing down, for some of you, a home to the next generation, but this Pentacles are values. What does each pentacle mean to you? And when it comes to inner abundance, what are your values? What are your morals? What are you teaching your children? What are you passing down? That's the message. Love and accept yourself, your higher self, is holding on to your love and accepting where you've been, where you've come from, where you're going. To rebuild, and it's right above this Four of Wands card. This is stability. Fours are stability. I just keep thinking about a three-legged table versus a four-legged table. When you have four legs, it's stable. The table is stable. And so finding home, even if it's within yourself, loving, accepting yourself, and rebuilding off of that love. Yeah, brand new beginning. Look at that. And what builds the 10 of Pentacles? It always starts with the Ace. The Ace of Pentacles, that brand new. You are the golden opportunity when you love and accept yourself, when you build off of your spiritual gifts, your talents, again, spiritual gifts are I imagine, and again, I've got a very powerful imagination. I imagine us as the human race discovering what our brains can do. The brain is the supercomputer. What our brains can do, what our bodies can do, what our energy is when we raise our vibration, when we enter into and discover our own consciousness, when we discover that we are actually one, when we work together. This is what the Ace of Pentacles speaks to me today about, is that you are the golden opportunity. And when you see and love and accept yourself and see that you are the golden opportunity, you will then see others as golden opportunities, which will bring you to the 10 of Pentacles. Signs from heaven. Look at the 444. I've got to look at that with the angel numbers. Look at that. 444. I've got to look at it right now. What's 444? That's uncanny. All right. Wow. 444. The angel number the angel message, angel number is, you are surrounded, sweet souls, whoever's watching this, you are surrounded by 100,000 angels. Miracles are happening before your eyes. That's a powerful message. And these are the signs from heaven. Stop battling yourself. This is you resting, because the Four of Swords is resting your mind, resting your body, and it's clarifying this image of a woman resting. resting the battles you have within. These are internal battles, as I'm reading it today, internally battling yourself, and taking a mental rest, taking a rest from those battles, those back and forth. Spiritual abundance in the recent past. When you find your spiritual abundance, when you know that you have spiritual support, you can lay down the heavy energy, the burdensome energy of the 10, oh my goodness, and find the sun. Find your home. Find the happiness within. Happiness is a choice, and really choosing to be comfortable in your own skin, to find your sun, your joy, your optimism, moving forward into, yes, healthy choices. Look at your confidence with that Queen of Wands. And finding your soul tribe, finding those that are on the same frequency of love, of acceptance, of opportunities, of abundance. 10 of Pentacles is abundance. And with inner abundance, it shows up in your outside world. So with your confidence in your healthy choices and the choices that you're making with those that you surround yourself with, this is where you learn and you study more about yourself, about healthy choices, about spirituality. Interesting. 8 of Swords is clarifying, studying and learning. Don't get yourself caught up in a box. Keep your mind open is what I'm hearing from this. That this is the only way to be spiritual. This is the only way to, these are the only spiritual gifts. Keep your mind open. And again, resting the mind with the 4 of Swords. When the 8 of Swords clarifies studying and learning, for some of you also not getting, I want to say do your own research, do your own studying and learning. This is what I want to say. The reason being is because if you're in school, you could be institutionalized. And that's not to say, if you keep an open mind, like a truly open mind, then you won't be indoctrinated. You won't be following ideology that isn't yours. I have to and box yourself into a mental prison. Yeah. Find balance between your own studying and learning and that which is being presented to you if you are in school, if you are in university, college, this type of thing. Even if you're in school, for you youngers out there, if you are a parent of children in school, find balance. Teach them about balance. Teach them about, I dare say, because I'm in the teenage world. I've got a couple. Just the girl is in elementary still, but the boys are now in middle and in high school, and so it's teaching about the matrix, teaching about what is being presented to you at school, and then I'm also expanding or homeschooling here at home. What did you learn at school? Asking, being curious. If you're a parent watching this, don't get your mind caught up in the 8 of Swords, a prison. There's no other way. There's no way. Because we don't give our kids enough credit of seeing through the matrix, especially with the, I've got 1 Pluto Sag and the other 4 are Pluto Caps. So that grounding of Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto is now back in Capricorn. It's going to be there for a while. And so this mental prison, when it comes to studying and learning, find balance, find the truth as well. Justice is truth, justice is fairness. Be fair to the children, be fair to the institutions as well. I mean, there's levels of higher ups that don't get mad at the teachers. I mean, if they're taking it upon themselves to, teach things that are inappropriate in school, fine, fair enough. But if it's coming from, let's say, district, then teachers really have no choice. I say that, and then the voice in my head says they have a choice. They do. This is finding balance within your home. This is finding balance to balance out what you're learning in an institution and what you're learning at home. What are the values? Are you really solidifying the values in your children so they can go out into the world and know who they are and know what their values are, to come back home and communicate with you what they've learned in school? What does this mean? For some of you, you're pulling your kids out of school because it's getting too ridiculous, especially in the States. It's really getting, in some states, and it differs between state and state, what they're teaching and how young. I have always said, even to my own children, especially the older boys, as they go through health class, as they go through, and it used to be, I don't know what it's called now, I guess it still is health class, but when the older boys, my boy number 1, boy number 2, even boy number 3, and boy number 4 is going to go into it, when you learn, and I've always said, the mechanics of sex, just the mechanics of how that sperm gets to the egg, right? That is when your childhood ends and your adolescence begins. So please, older boys, do not talk about it with the youngers, because I have a family of 5, because you are shortening their childhood. Let them be innocent, let them be playful, let them be children until they get to the age, which is around 12, that they learn about the mechanics. Okay, and they have respected my request, they have respected that of each other, and respect the fact that they don't want to shorten the childhood of the younger siblings. Now, as I teach that to my teenage boys, and still have youngers in elementary school, those are lessons that they will take as they become fathers. They will teach that to their own children, as I've taught them. That the minute you know about the mechanics of sex, of how that sperm gets to egg, that's when your childhood ends. I say that to say that I am seeing in the education system that it is getting younger and younger and younger, so that the childhood is short. Like, we're teaching 5 and 6-year-olds about this. They don't need to know it. They don't think about it until we, as adults, put it in their heads. Why? The question's why, right? Studying and learning. Parents who are watching, do not get your thoughts caught up and say you cannot. You have more influence on your children than anywhere else. If the internet has more influence than you do, take it away. There's no need for it. You buy the phones, you buy the internet. Here, the internet goods, I don't have internet here. So there is no sneaking around to get on the internet. They don't have access to it. They don't have phones. And that's just a personal decision I made years ago. They are getting integrated into, and they are learning about the matrix. This is being fair, speaking truth, finding guidance, and also teaching your morals and values first. I use that mechanics, sex mechanics as an example of what I see going on in the education system. I'm still obviously in the education system, being a parent of 5, and I am considering pulling my elementary kids out and homeschooling because of the younger and younger age with which sex is being taught. It shortens the childhood. It really does. And adolescence, as I've always said, your childhood ends and adolescence begins. So why do we want that to happen at age 5 or 6 or 7, 8, 9, or 10? Should be closer to when you're actually an adolescent. So that's just my personal opinion. Let's move on. This is how the angels are speaking to you through your inner voice. And you're curious about the messages that you are hearing. Yes, and working on, I'm hearing it. Working on listening to your inner voice. Working on loving and accepting yourself. Because when I hear inner voice, it takes me back up to the higher self message, which is, you are the golden opportunity. You are rebuilding, and you are working on listening to the morals and values that you are learning about. Synchronicities. Synchronicity, you're waking up to them, you're seeing them, you're curious about them. And hurt. Hurt, a hurt heart. I see I'm being brought back to Libra energy. We've got Libra major And this is, the Three of Swords is Libra energy in the minor. Are you waking up to how you've been hurt, how your thoughts, and again, we go to this Eight of Swords, how your thoughts have hurt your heart, have the worries that you've taken on. I want you, with this clarifying, waking up to how you've been hurt, to how your thoughts hurt, working on healing that heartache. I want you to see the synchronicities as almost like little lights, like lightning bugs, like just little lights of hope and joy. Like, take joy in the synchronicities. When I see a license plate and I look up the number in my angel numbers book and it gives me a beautiful message. I love that angel numbers book by Kyle Gray because I have gotten so many messages just through license plates when I'm on a road trip, through times my phone speaks to me where it's a digital number. I see a lot of numbers like 454, like 535, like 141. This type of where two numbers flank one in the middle. I see 838. I see 838 again. I see 383. Like, I see these numbers, and we'll read them later. I see these numbers and I get such beautiful messages out of the angel numbers book. It's like seeing lightning bugs. It's that feeling of of hope for humanity, of hope for that the world is changing, and that there's love and there's kindness and there's thoughtfulness, and that there are still values in the world, even though the loudest voices are that of, I don't know, not so loving, not so accepting, not so, but that's a fear. Fear is loud. And so with those soft little whispers, the angelic whispers, telling you to keep going, keep working on that curiosity, learning about spiritual gifts, spirituality, seeing the signs from heaven, looking at your spiritual abundance, and that choosing happiness, choosing to find home within your loving, accepting self, that this is where it begins with the Ace of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles, with your confidence, making healthy choices and finding those that will work with you, that are on the same frequency, and focus your mind. The Three of Swords also brings me to the last card, focusing your mind. There you go. Brand new passionate beginning with the Ace of Wands and the Page. This is a brand new loving beginning, at the same time loving, creative, curiosity about your creativity, curiosity about your self-love, as well as forgiveness. The Page of Cups for me is a forgiveness card, and that's forgiving yourself for hurting yourself through the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is, if someone has hurt you and you keep thinking about it, you then take over the role of hurting. They're long gone. They've hurt you and you keep thinking about it, and that's the Three of Swords. That you, in fact, with your thoughts, are hurting your own heart, forgiving yourself for doing so. Sweet souls, forgiving yourself and having these, look at these aces. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, having a brand new passionate beginning with loving yourself first. These are the messages from the angels. Absolutely spiritual support, and moving towards, with the Six of Swords, moving towards your spiritual support, seeing the spiritual support, believing in the spiritual support, and making plans to move towards it. I love this book. The angel numbers. Let's get some angel numbers on this. 610 is the first number I see. Sweet souls. 610. Your energy is being aligned with God's and your soul's purpose. Beautiful. That's what loving, accepting yourself is all about. You are doing the right thing and following the right path. Isn't that beautiful? We know that 444 is that you've got 100,000, not one, not two, not 10, not 100, but 100,000 angels surrounding you, protecting you, loving you. Let's do 510. We did 610. Let's do 510. 510. Your hard work, 8 of Pentacles, and dedication to growth are being recognized. Know that you are always connected to the divine and the experience of it is always personal. Now, I said I saw 4, 5, 4. Let's do that one. 4, 5, 4. Let's do those numbers. 4, 5, 4. It's time to let go of the need to control your life and let angels guide you towards brilliant support and love. Beautiful message right there. I see 838. Now, any numbers that you see on my table, sweet souls, that I have not read aloud, those are personal messages for you. Get your book and take a look. If you do not have an Angel Numbers book, go to the description box below. Click on the link and grab yourself a book for all future reads. 383. Your current experiences are echoes of the past lives and past experiences in this lifetime. Open up your awareness so that you can understand the messages and the patterns or wounds, 3 of Swords, that can be healed at this time. I mentioned that you could take a lifetime discovering yourself. A lifetime. And it's because you are uncovering your soul's sort of lifetimes. Lifetime after lifetime, however many lifetimes you've been here. If you're brand new here, welcome to Earth. It's a school. You're going to learn a lot here. All right, last one. I see. Let's do 533. Welcome. 533. I've been here a while. 533. You are on the ladder to ascension, yes indeed, and will soon be releasing all of the ties that bind you to fear and to old feelings of persecution. Call on Jesus to help you. Call upon Jesus. He knows. That brings me to, this is another, a beautiful woman gave me this while I was in the, this is Jesus Calling. It's a book called Jesus Calling. This is a beautiful book of every day, 365 messages from Jesus. So I'm going to go to the day that I am recording this. So I have to think. What day is it? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. I have loved you. This is because we got a Jesus message through the angels. I'm going to give you this Jesus message, and it's Jeremiah 31:3, Isaiah 61:10, and Peter 2:9. So, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Before time began, I knew you. For years you swam around in a sea of meaninglessness, searching for love. Yep, searching for love, hoping for hope. All that time I was pursuing you, aching to embrace you in my compassionate arms. When time was right, I revealed myself to you. I lifted you out of that sea of despair and set you down on firm foundation. Sometimes you felt naked, exposed to the revealing light of my presence. I wrapped an ermine robe around you, my robe of righteousness. Ooh, I'm getting tingles. I sang you a love song whose beginning and end are veiled in eternity. I infused meaning into your mind and harmony into your heart. Join me in singing my song. Together we will draw others out of darkness and into my marvelous light. Oh, sweet souls, just know that Jesus loves you, God loves you, the angels are speaking to you and love you, and I love you. Take care from your forest fairy. Bye for now.